Alright, what's going on guys? gdoggcasey here, and welcome to another channel update video. This one's going to be for the month of May. And the month of April was pretty good overall. I think I had a pretty decent time during April. Let's take a quick look at the channel here and talk about the growth as we usually do. In the last 28 days, we have reached 41 new subscribers, so thank you very much to all 41 of you who have joined recently. I appreciate that. It's really nice to say that, you know, back in the day when I used to make these videos and I would get about that many subscribers in a month, and I'd be like, well, I'm sure most of you are here for the Final Fantasy stuff, and I don't do that anymore. But we're back with Final Fantasy. We have been for a while, and I got some good news regarding that a little bit later on in this video. But again, thank you, 41 extra subscribers. We're currently sitting at 738. We are on pace. We are growing and growing, and soon we're going to be at 800, then we're going to be at 900, then we're going to be at 1,000, and then we're going to be at 500,000, and it's just going to be amazing. So, you know, if I'm still living and haven't died of old age by that time, I will be here doing the same thing and saying thank you to all of you once again. So you guys all know that I appreciate it. I love all the comments. I try to respond to as many of them as I can. Sometimes some of them just randomly slip through the cracks. Some of them get designated as spam for some reason. Some of them are spam for sure, but then sometimes it's like, why was this one marked as spam? It seems like it shouldn't have been. But anyway, I try to get to all of them. And again, you guys know I appreciate you, and I hope that I can continue to create content that you guys enjoy. And I know that recently I've been sort of branching out again and just sort of starting new series. I got the Binding of Isaac the reboot, and I've got Flint Hook going now. And just today I've started recording a new series with Jane, which you know, is going to be a new series I'm going to talk about in a bit. I kind of had an order in which I wanted to talk about things, so I'm not trying to clickbait you or anything. I'm going to get to it. But yeah, I've been, you know, experimenting with things again, and I feel better doing it because I feel like I have at least like a small core audience of you guys that tend to watch the videos regardless of what I make. And you know, you guys are my favorite of all of them. But even if, you know, you're sticking around just for the Final Fantasy stuff or just for the iRacing or just for the Isaac or something, then obviously you're my favorite too. You guys are all my favorites. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started onto the meat of this video. There's been a lot of changes. I just mentioned I've been doing some experimenting, making some changes to the channel, and I'm always doing this, so it's not really new for you guys, but I still like to talk about them so that you guys can kind of figure out, you know, oh, that's what happened to that. Example, the Xfinity and the truck racing series. Both of those I've decided to cut from the schedule. I know some of you guys enjoyed it, and I apologize to you guys who did enjoy it, but it was a little bit too stressful to maintain because finding a race in those two series, unless you're able to race at a specific time, becomes a little bit too much of a hassle. For example, like I used to try to do the races during my split, which is usually around anywhere between 12 noon to 4 p.m. noon, 4 p.m. noon, derp, 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'm not at work, so I would try to come in and get a race done during that time. But what I was noticing is if I can even get a race together at all at that time, it was always like a single split race that had, you know, people who had like 600 or 6,000 I rating, and other people have 600 I rating, and me in the middle with about 1,500 I rating, and then maybe some people with like 4,000, and it just really split the group, and it wouldn't provide good races. It just didn't. And same thing happened with Xfinity and the Truck Series both. And then even sometimes on the weekend where you would consider it peak time, like there just wouldn't be enough people. So I had to cut it. And I actually felt much better as soon as I made that decision because it was a lot of extra time. And I like doing it, but now I can focus 100% on the NIS, which is what I really want to get good at anyway. Damn, sorry guys, I had to cough there, and my mute button on my mic doesn't work half as well as I wish it did. And also, something I really hate about it is when I click it, okay, I muted it, and then I was like, see, you guys heard that. I'm such an idiot. But anyway, I unmuted it, but you guys can hear me clicking on it, and I don't know why that's a thing. I wish I could, like, have a silent mute button, but anyway. Yeah, so the Xfinity and the Truck Series are cut off the schedule. Maybe I'll bring them back one day, but honestly, I don't really have plans to. I really enjoy sticking with NIS and doing the live stream. Just so you guys know, if you ever want to catch that live stream, every Friday PM. Geez, let's it's been a long day. Every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and every Saturday at noon Eastern time, I start up the live stream and I do the NIS race for that. And luckily my schedule is such that I'm able to do that every single week consistently. Most of the time Jane is able to make it as well, and she will be my spotter, but sometimes she can't make it, and if that's the case, that's okay. I'll just do it without her for that specific one. But I really like that I've been able to focus more on the NIS and leave myself some extra time to do some other things. So that is that. Next up, where we stop one series, we start two more series. Well, it's one series, but it's got sort of two parts to it. I am finally going to be starting the Final Fantasy XIV Trial series. Not only am I starting it for the tank, I am also starting it for the healer as well. So the tentative schedule is, if I have the dungeon video go up on Monday, the healing video go up on Wednesday, and the DPS video go up on Friday, then that leaves Tuesday and Thursday. So I'm going to do the tanking trial video on Tuesday and the healing trial video on Thursday. That's tentative just for now. It sounds good in my head. I kind of like that idea. It gives me 5 Final Fantasy videos a week. And it's silly because the Final Fantasy videos do the best on my channel by far. And I really need to start catering more to you guys, because you guys have been a pretty solid core group of viewers, and you leave the most comments, you leave the most likes, and you leave the most views. So I need to cater to you guys more. So this is me doing that. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. I've already recorded the first trial for tanking and healing for Ifrit, and it was interesting. I definitely got some new players in the groups, and let's just say in both videos, it didn't quite go as smoothly as you would expect an Ifrit run to go. But that's okay. That's why I make these videos, so that hopefully people like that in the future will be able to look up a video on how to complete it. Hopefully they'll find me. I know there are tons of people who have made these videos already that do a great job. So, they'll probably find them instead. But if you manage to trickle down to me and find me in the deep, dark depths of YouTube, then there will be videos like that for you guys to help you get better at the trials. So I'm really excited that I was able to start that series, and I really don't know why it took me so long. I apologize for those of you who are looking for videos like that, but never fret, they're starting soon. This week, actually. In fact, by the time this video goes up, there may have already been an episode up or not. I'm hoping to get this up before Tuesday, but we'll see. And that said, there is another series I'm starting, and this is the video you guys are seeing in the background. Jane and I decided that since the Diablo series had a bit of a shitty ending to it, her computer's going through some problems right now, so every once in a while the games will lock up and freeze on her, and she ended up getting caught in a mess, and her hardcore character died. And the rule was that if one of our characters dies, we both die, so we had to kill that series where it stood. Unfortunately, we weren't able to hit level 70. I was really looking forward to seeing how far we can make it, but that's okay. We'll probably come back to Diablo a little bit later on once we get her computer problems sorted and, a new season starts or whatever. We'll definitely come back to that. But that said, when a series dies, another one is born again, as I've already said, and we are doing City Skylines. And I think that this is a game. Now, we already gave the whole spiel, during the first episode, so I'm not going to try to repeat myself too much. But Jane and I, when we first started gaming together, these were the games that we played. It wasn't specifically just city building games, but games like that took strategy that we can sit and play together. Even though I'm the one controlling the mouse and keyboard, we talk about what we want to do, and we go through the game that way. Might and Magic was another one that we did like that, as well as City Skyline, SimCity, and some other ones as well. Civilization. Those are just examples of games that are perfect for Jane and I to sit beside each other, record an episode together, and play the game together cooperatively. So we've got that going, and you guys are seeing the first clips of that in the background here. I am really excited for this because I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it really sort of harkens back to how Jane and I really like to game together, besides Final Fantasy XIV. And it's a perfect sort of thing for the channel, I think. So we have started a new city, and we're going through that, and if you guys are into that kind of thing, then definitely check it out. We're not very good. Jane's better at it than I am, But you know, and I shouldn't actually say that she's not very good. It's been a while since she's played, but you know, for all I know, she can be way better than me, and we'll see how that goes. But if you notice that we are making mistakes, then by all means, leave comments and let us know how we can get better. I hope you guys are looking forward to that series because, like I said, I think it's going to be a perfect fit, and I'm happy to have started it. All right, so next topic on the docket, we are talking about Binding of Isaac and Flint Hook. I have started both of these series recently, and I'm realizing that trying to get out 3 or 5 episodes a week is going to be a bit of a challenge. So what I've decided is that I'm going to tone it down. There are so many series started on both of these games already. Sorry about that. Windows 10, thank you. There are so many of these series that are already started on YouTube that it's not like I am going to be able to surpass them. So instead of knocking out the videos incredibly quickly, what I decided is I'll knock them out incredibly slowly. And I think that actually might be a good idea. Maybe it's a terrible idea. I'm not actually sure about that. But on the weekends, I don't really have a lot going on in terms of, you know, YouTube release schedule. So I figured why not have an Isaac on Saturday and a Flint Hook on Sunday. You know, they don't get the most amount of views, but there are some people who like to watch them. And I'll give you guys that one video per week. I think it is going to work out pretty well. Hopefully I'll be able to maintain that for a long time and keep those series running, you know, over the long haul. A game like Binding of Isaac, if you release one video per week, that game can last you like 10 years. So obviously I'm not committing to 10 years, but you guys know what I mean. The series might be able to last a long time, and I don't want to burn myself out on it. So I think it's going to be a pretty good idea. Let me know what you guys think. It could also be a terrible idea. I don't know, but it's something, you know, that I'm going to try out. And it goes back to when I was talking about experimenting with the channel and trying to mix things up, trying to adapt, trying to figure out that perfect schedule, that perfect balance, and that perfect routine is like a constant goal of mine all the time. And I'm always tweaking it because every time I come up with something, I realize that maybe something else is a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to be doing for now. We'll see. Next up, as we get to the end of this this video here, this one has been a little bit longer than they normally go, and I hope that's okay with you guys, but I had a lot to talk about. Next up, we're going to be talking about Nier Automata and how that's going just in general. So far, I'm really liking the game, but there are definitely things about it that I dislike. I was talking to one of my buddies on Twitter about it the other day, and you know, it's the side quests and some of the game mechanics, like the platforming isn't that great. I hate that when you die, you go all the way back to your last save point. I know that that's a, you know, typical gaming mechanic, but if you die at a boss, I really like those games that allow you to just go back to even if it has to be the beginning of the boss fight, you know, that's something that I prefer. And you guys have seen in recent videos that when you die and you go back like 20 minutes of progress, it's just really kind of annoying. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's like an arbitrary difficulty spike that doesn't have to be there. It's making it difficult just to be difficult. But that said, you know, I don't want to shit on the game too hard because I really, really, really like the stories. I love the characters, and the voice acting has all been top notch, and I'm definitely going to continue it. So we're keeping that up. Nier is supposed to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But it's also a little bit volatile because sometimes things happen. Like, for example, my goal is to record 1 hour episode every day during my split. So I'm not doing the iRacing stuff during the splits anymore. Now I'm doing Nier. But sometimes things happen. Sometimes I have an appointment I need to go to. Sometimes the dogs have to stay home and I have to watch them. So I can't guarantee a video on every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But the goal is that I release 5 videos per week. And eventually we're going to get to the end. So that's how I'm kind of doing it right now. And I hope that's okay with you guys. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. Because like I said, as much, you know, the things that I dislike about the game, there's a lot of it that I really, really like. And it's good enough to keep me going to the end. And I'm going to be doing that. So that's Nier. And yeah, so that actually leaves just one more thing I wanted to talk about. You guys have probably noticed the thumbnails are pretty damn badass. And I really need to thank my wife, Jane, for sort of stepping in as a bit of a channel manager. She's not necessarily a manager, because a lot of people will say, like, yeah, you know, my wife's my manager or my roommate's my manager. She's not really a manager, but she is helping me out with things, especially the thumbnails, because thumbnails are important for YouTube, and she's been able to crank out thumbnails nonstop. And with all the different videos and series I'm coming out with, it's keeping her busy, coming up with new ideas and keeping the thumbnails coming. So I need to just say thank you to her for doing that. And as well as messing around with some of the playlist. She's setting up the playlist, and she's setting up the channel look for you guys. When you click into my channel and you see the layout of the videos, she's the one who's setting all that up. So if you have anything to say about that, hopefully nice things, but I suppose even if you don't really like the way it's set up, you can let her know about that. But I'm happy with it. I think it looks really, really good. And I definitely wanted to just say that I appreciate her doing that. And I wanted you guys to know that it's not all me. You know, behind the scenes, my wife Jane helps out with a lot, especially everything I just talked about. So yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's not an episode, it's a channel update, but that's me falling into the automatic rhythm that I get into all the time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I like doing this. It really feels like a vlog, you know, and it's sort of just letting you guys know how I'm handling the channel. And it seems like you guys are interested because they seem to get a decent amount of views. So that's always really cool. I like that. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoy your day, and we'll see you next month for the next channel update.